Hey guys, it's Karina, also known as Otomeina, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my weekend in New York. I had a blast, and it was, I think, one of the best times I have ever had going over there. Usually I go over there just to walk around and be like, hey, I'm from here, I just want to go back to my roots, whatever, So this time I actually kind of went around and was being a tourist for a little bit. And I have been there as a tourist before. I've gone there in like a field trip and stuff. But this time I actually just went with some friends that I actually met for the first time in person. And the thing with that was that they were some friends that we would play together online, or we would actually just Skype and watch movies sometimes. It was like this little group thing that one of my closest friends had introduced me to. It was her boyfriend's brother, and then his fiance, and then her brother. So it was really cool, and they showed me around the downtown area because I don't really know my way around there. I just know more of like one little section of the Bronx where I'm from, and a little bit of this area called Dyckman Street. That's all I know, and they showed me around a little bit. So first off, we had met up. I took the one train and just went straight to 50th Street. And funny story was that when I got out of the train, I went and used my phone as a GPS, and I have a poor sense of direction. And it was really bad, so like I went and walked a little bit straight, and at one point, my GPS told me to make a left somewhere, and it was like in Times Square. So I got to Times Square and I got a little lost. Because whenever I had to turn, it didn't say which street it was. Like, it didn't say 47th Street or 46th Street whenever it told me to turn there. So I kept going, and it would say like 45th. So I'd be like a street too far. So then I would go back, and then it would say I was like in 49th or something. And I'm like, okay, what the heck? Where are these signs? So I ended up going, I just ended up making a left wherever, not where it told me to. I just did it because I was like, okay, I'm not going the right direction. Let me just go, and then have the GPS take me from there. If it says that I'm going on the route, then I'm gonna go on the route. So, so I was a little lost. Man. Anyway, but it was really interesting, so I got a little lost in it. But I made it. I made it to Rockefeller Center, and I met up with my friends there. And we met in front of the ice rink. So we all said hi, whatever, and we saw the line to Nintendo New York. And the line was really long. It was like, let's say that Nintendo New York was like here or something, and then so I'm gonna make the shape of the block right here. It's like a little rectangle. So let's say that this is New York, Nintendo New York. So it was like the line was going from up here, and then you turn around the block, and then you go again like that. And I think it did it almost the line was like around that entire block, if not longer. So we were just like, okay, this line is going to be really long, or it is really long. And so we just ended up not going on that line because we probably would have ended up waiting for like 3-4 hours in that line. So instead we went to Lego World, or I'm not sure what it's really called. I'm just gonna call it Legoland or Lego store, whatever. And we went in there for a little bit and we just like talked and was just like, yeah, I got a little bit lost, and I told him my little story on the way. And we walked into Legoland, and it was basically like the M&M store where they had a whole bunch of different colored Legos like in their own little sections, and they had it each color, and then they had some diagrams and stuff there. They had one of I think it was a Ferrari, and it was so intricate because it had the little steering wheel, and it had the engine and the trunk in it. And then they had a sandwich, which was really obscure, but it was interesting. It was cute. And there was also this dragon that was kind of like going around the entire area of the store. And I didn't take pictures of that just because it was like bits and pieces. It's just like a green line, and then there was a part where it actually had the head of the dragon. So I didn't take a picture of that. But after that, we went to this bookstore called Kinokuniya. I don't know if I butchered that, but I'm sorry. But anyway, that bookstore was really neat. It was full of books in the main level, and then there was an upstairs full of manga and like figures, and they had gashapons in there. And then there was this book that they had. They had a booklet of drawings full of Hatsune Miku that people from the public just drew in there. And it was really neat because a lot of them were really well drawn. And so I looked it through, and I wanted to draw one, but I was like, I'm not that good. I'm probably gonna do really bad with this, and I'm gonna put my drawings to shame if I put it next to these really good ones. So I didn't do that. I didn't bother. We didn't have that much time either. So then after that, we ended up getting a little snack. I got a little rice ball that had tuna, I think in mayonnaise. And that was really delicious. Like, it was salty, but it wasn't too salty. And it wasn't subtle either, because I've had a rice ball before where they had fish flakes in it, and it was slightly salted and slightly fishy, and it just tasted like rice. And this time it was full of flavor and it was delicious. But that's also just because my palate, I'm Hispanic, so our palates are used to having like really flavorful foods. For me, it was really delicious and I enjoyed it. So then on top of that, we went downstairs because I think I said this already, there were 3 levels. There was the main level, the upstairs, and the downstairs. We went back to the main level, and they had on the stairs, like going up and down, they had drawings. And so we went downstairs to the main level, and then we went to the bottom floor, and that had a whole bunch of like school supplies in there. And we got a postcard for my best friend that lives in Florida and her boyfriend, and we wrote on it saying like, wish you were here, too bad you weren't here to enjoy this with us, or whatever. It was cute, and the card was really pretty too, from what I remember. It was like just a generic, I think it was just like Japanese, like there was people on it, I think, And so it was a really cute card. I didn't take a picture of that, unfortunately, but it was a nice little card. And so after that, we went to a Korean restaurant, and I never knew that there was a K-Town. My mom never told me this because she's been around the entire city and she had no idea about that either until I told her. She was like, really, there's Korean town? I was like, yeah, there's a Korean area and full of Korean stuff. And I liked it. It was really cool because I'm not much into Korean culture, and I find Korean culture really interesting, but I haven't researched it as much as I have with like Japanese culture and Japanese things. And I think I want to look into it more because it's really cool. I mean, Asian culture is really interesting to me anyway, so I want to look more into it. But it was just like this little area where they had like karaoke and a whole bunch of restaurants. I think they had like a little tea shop too, which was really cute. But we went to a Korean restaurant, and I forgot what the place was called, but I had this food that was called japchae, I think it was called. And again, I'm really sorry for butchering that. I don't know if I said it right. But yeah, it was called japchae. And like before they had given us the meal, they gave us I think it was like they had like different parts. I think it was like pickles in one of them or something, and they had dim sum, I think, and they had some like little spicy things that I tried out, and I really don't like spicy food, but I tried it. It was good, but it wasn't something that I would eat again because my tongue would not be able to handle that, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the rest of my meal. So they did that, and then one of my friends ordered a seafood pancake, and that was really delicious. Like, that was so freaking good. I love seafood, and it was amazing. It was really delicious. I think it had like, I know there was shrimp in that, and I think it had octopus in it. I'm not too entirely sure. I don't remember, but it was really delicious. It was very savory. It was very flavorful, and I don't want to say it was really salty, but it was enough. And then our main courses came in, and what I had was it had beef in it, not peppers, but there were noodles, and I think there were scallions or green onions or something like that, fried tofu, and surprisingly that was really good. That was like the best part of the meal in that dish for me. Like, I really liked it, and I usually don't like tofu like that. But it was really good. And what else was it? I have the picture right here. It was really good. I actually thought that the food was gonna be like subtle, like Japanese food, but it was very flavorful. It was very savory. It was like savory and sweet, but it was delicious. Just that entire thing was just really good, and I'm just gonna say that it was delicious. So after that, we stopped by at Bryant Park, and they had an ice rink there too, and it was really nice. There was a big fountain there, and it was really pretty. And apparently there's I was told this story that whenever it's warm out, there's this section there where like you cannot make any noise, and people just go there and just like read books and like just chill. And for me, I'm just like, dude, if I lived here, this would be my spot. After Bryant Park, we went back to Nintendo New York to form the line, and it was still really long, Like, we still had to, I think we did, it was like half of a turn, and then we did a full one, and then we did that last one. So it was like here, well, half, because I'm gonna do the block again. It was here, and then we did that full block, and then we did that other one. So we ended up waiting there for like 2 hours, I think. Yeah, it was like we waited there for 2 hours, and it wasn't too bad. Our feet did get sore after a while, but it wasn't something that I couldn't bear. My feet did hurt, but it wasn't that bad. So while we waited, we were behind this couple, and they were really adorable, and they were very sweet, but they were very interesting. So the husband was very passionate about Mew. No, not Mew. He was very passionate about Mewtwo, and he had a hat. It was a cool little hat. Like, I think it was knitted or crocheted. It was really cool because he had a knitted crocheted hat of Mewtwo, and then he had a Mewtwo shirt, which was really funny. But it was so funny. It was interesting because he was talking about how interested in Mewtwo he was, and then his wife chimed in. She was like, "Yeah, I'm not that much into Pokemon, but I'm here with him." And she had a Jake the Dog hat, and then she started singing the Adventure Time theme song. And then she told us the story of how she proposed to him. She said that she was on pain meds, and she was saying that she wasn't doing it because she was under the influence, and it wasn't spur of the moment, but she just so happened to be on pain meds when she asked him. And we talked with them for a while, and I don't really remember the rest of the conversation because all of that wasn't important, but that's all I remember. It was cute. And while we waited in line, they ended up passing out codes for a level 100 Mew. We got the Mew, and we got some posters, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit when I finish all of this. But they did that while we were waiting in the line, and then we finally got in to Nintendo New York. Now, I've never been there. I've always seen pictures, and I've always wanted to go. So it was just a really cool experience.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Warm.
And it's warm, man! So unfortunately, we couldn't make it to the Pokemon event because it started from 11 in the morning up until 5 in the afternoon. And if you waited at 9 o'clock or up until 9 o'clock, they were going to distribute wristbands. And I was okay with being there that early, but I didn't want to go in there alone because my friends were going to come with me, and they didn't have the time to go there that early. They had errands to run. So we ended up just going there later. But to me, I saw videos of the event, and it wasn't like I missed anything too major because I don't think I would have won any of those prizes anyway that they were giving out. But it would have been cool to just have those pictures just for the memories. But other than that, what I did with my friends was like the perfect trade-off for me because I still had a really awesome time. But when we went inside the store, it was so freaking cool because they had an autograph signed from Miyamoto, and then they had like a little Pikachu plushie there, and it was really neat. And the coolest thing was that I actually got the last large of the commemorative 20th anniversary t-shirts. So I was like, yes, I got the freaking last t-shirt because the rest that they had were for kids. And I was just like, yay, I can wear this and I can show this around, and I get to show everybody that I went to this event. and I went to Nintendo New York to get this specific shirt that's only sold there. So it was so cool that I got it, and people were like, how'd you get that shirt? Like, there are no more. And I was like, I got the last one, sorry. But it was really funny because somebody actually like took the shirt off the mannequin that was there apparently. And I was like, man, I probably would have done the same thing if that was the only shirt that was left, but I was happy that I got it off the hanger, so it was really cool. And then we went upstairs. What? And we saw this huge case of like, I know that I think it might have been a signed ribbon that they cut off, and I think it was signed by Charles Martinet. And it would have been really cool if I was there for that grand opening, but that line was crazy. That was so scary. I saw videos of that and I saw pictures, and that was scary. It was really intimidating. But it was so cool because like they had that autograph there, and they had like other stuff there of like, I don't remember what it was, but I'll put footage.
That's pretty cool. They have designs
of that here too. But it was so cool because then on top of that, like what I specifically remember what they sold was this Link robe, and like the back of it had like the sword, and I saw pictures of that, but it was so cool to see it in person because like it was a robe, and it was really cute. And then they had this I think it was a skater dress, I think it's called, and it was the same thing as like the Link robe, but it was a dress for women. And then they had Legend of Zelda pajamas, and they had Legend of Zelda underwear. And that was really funny because one of my friends was looking into buying that, and I was like, no, really, underwear? Like, nobody's gonna see that. Like, you're not gonna show them off, so why would you do that? But it was it was cute. And then they had Pokemon plushies, and they had, I think, like figurines of that too. They had figurines of Ash. That was cute too. They had Ash and Pikachu. And then I ended up getting some stuff that I wanted. I ended up getting Pokemon X, Charizard plushie, and the T-shirt. And I'm gonna show that at the end too. I'll show all of this at the end. But it was really cool because while we were at the line, they had like this huge screen of just like people that are able to play games. Like they have a specific game every time, I think, but this time it was Mario Kart, and the screen was ginormous. Like it was bigger than it was just like the size of an entire wall, like probably like the size of this entire wall almost, which is really huge. But it was so awesome because it was like high def, and you get to see the graphics of the game, and that game is so beautiful to look at. Mario Kart 8, I'm bad at it. I personally don't like that game very much, but it's a beautiful game. But while we were in the line, we saw that, and then we saw a Mega Man figure while we were in line, and a Link Skyward Sword. He's on this bird. They had those figurines, and they were for sale, and they were hella expensive. And I mean, I could see why the Skyward Sword one was expensive, because that one was really pretty. But then they also had this casing of all the Nintendo handhelds. which was so freaking cool. They had they had the Game & Watch games, and they had this sparkly DS, which was really cool. Like, I wouldn't get it myself, but it was really pretty to look at because it was all like shiny and blingy and stuff. And then while we were in line, they had each home console there. They had the Wii, they had the GameCube, the Nintendo 64, the SNES, and the NES, which was like super neat because I am like really into video gaming history, so seeing like all these retro games was just like so cool. It was so neat. And after that, we got to the register and we bought our stuff, and then after that we left. So then I think now would be a good time for me to pull out the stuff that I got. So let me go ahead and pull this out. So this is the bag. It's really nice. It's really beautiful art, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and frame this. I just need to find a frame. And then here's the Charizard plushie that I got, which is like so cute because I think I got like the second to last Charizard plushie, and I heard the last time they had it out was like 2 years ago. So I was like, ooh, it's rare, sort of. And if it doesn't come out again, like, I got one. So he's so cute. I love him. I mean, I'm a water Pokemon girl, but Charizard is adorable. I love Charizard, especially this plushie. Like, look at his face. So yeah. So I'll sit him over here so you guys can see him sort of popping up. And then I got the T-shirt, the last large that they had, which is like super neat. It says it has a little 20 there with Pikachu. So cool. And then I got Pokemon X. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows what Pokemon X looks like, but I got it at Nintendo Store, and I was waiting to get it. I don't exactly know why I was waiting to get it, but I was just like, hey, why not now? Because they have, actually no, I put it in here. They have, I was just thinking, why not now? Because they had the Mew. They had the Mew, which is like super freaking cool. And the code's on the back. And I'm not going to share it with you guys because I haven't put the code in there yet. And I want to finish the game before I put this in the game. But it was super freaking cool because I got a free freaking level 100 Mew. And so yeah, so I got this game specifically because of the Mew. Because I was just like, hey, I don't really play my DS all that much. I just play Smash here and there because I'm always busy. I always have college stuff to do. But then we got this. It has all the OG Pokemon on here, and then on the back it shows all the games that they have. And I'm gonna frame this too, of course. I'll put this next to my Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions poster that I have. And hopefully I get the frame soon because I would like to get that. And then they have all the Legendaries. I think it's all of them. From what I see, it looks like it. No, it's not all of them. I lied because I know that there's more. But yeah, these are some Legendaries that they have. And then on the other side, they have Pokemon 20th anniversary thing here, which is really neat. So, and that's it. That's all I got from Nintendo New York. So yeah, so that was all of the things that I got from Nintendo New York. We ended up going to a Japanese ramen restaurant. I don't remember exactly where it was, but the ramen was really good. And I mean, I've had ramen before. Like, there's one in Richmond and it was, I mean, the ramen was delicious and it wasn't bad at all. The place was really nice. We were supposed to go to, I think it was like a curry restaurant, but that line was too long because it was first come first serve, and that area apparently is like where all the NYU students go to. So it was full of college kids. So it was really cool. So it was really cool to see, you know, people more around my age group instead of just seeing like people of all age groups everywhere. But like in this specific place, it was just, you know, like college kids like me. Other than that, like even though I didn't get to experience the actual event, I had such an amazing time. And oh man, just I wish that day didn't end. Like it was so much fun and it was great, and I wish that day would have continued forever. I wish that entire weekend just didn't end, but unfortunately I had to go back home, which the ride wasn't all that bad. It wasn't like a 7-hour drive. It was like the usual 5. But that weekend, this past weekend was just amazing, and I can't wait to see my friends again, so that they can show me more things in New York and show me what they know. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my experience, because I know I enjoyed my experience for sure. And thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, because this is going to be the start of my schedule, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Sorry if I butchered that, owners.